Yes, good evening everybody. Myself Dr. Sunita N. Assistant Professor of Economics, Sri Shivlingeshwara Government First Grade College, Channagiri. So this is the 59th sessions of this managerial economics concept. Managerial economics, that is the last chapter capital budgeting concept. Here we have to discussing about the techniques of the capital budgeting. So in this last class we are discussing techniques of the capital budgeting. In this session, payback period method is also one of the techniques of the capital budgeting. This concept we have to discuss in this session. And now let us come to discussing about. In the last session we learnt about the break-even analysis, and we also learnt about the break-even sales and quantity and meaning importance of the capital budgeting. We also learnt about the techniques of capital budgeting. So these are the concept we have to discussing in the last session. Now let us come to discussing about the learning objectives of this session. It enlighten the learner about customer satisfaction, employee welfare, social responsibility and maximum profit. And the second one is that it enable the learners in decision which expand revenue or reduce cost. This is the second objectives of this session. And the learning outcomes of this session, it enable learner to identify safe zone, loss zone, profit zone through break even point. This is the learning outcomes of this session. So now let us come to discussing about the payback period. The term payback method refers to the period in which the project will generate the necessary cash to recoup the initial investment. For example, if a project requires 50,000 as initial investment, and if it generates an annual cash inflow of rupees 10,000 for 10 years, the payback period will be which is calculated as follow. Payback period is equal to initial investment divided by annual cash inflow. Initial investment it is in 50,000 rupees, uh, and annual cash it is in 10,000 rupees. So the payback period is 5 years of the payback period. This is one of the method of the payback period. And now let us come to discussing about the merits of the payback period. Merits of the payback period, it means it is very useful in evaluating project involving high uncertainty. This is one of the merit of the payback period. And second one, it is easy to understand, calculate and communicate to others. Third one, it shows that profits cannot arise till the payback period is over. And the last merit is that it reduced the possibility of loss due to obstacles of the assets, as it prefer investment in the short term project. This is one of the merit of the payback period. These are the merits of the payback period method. Now let us come to discussing about the what is the demerit of the payback period method. The demerits of the payback period, it means it fails to take account of the cash inflows after the payback period is over. And second one, it doesn't take into account the time value of money. It doesn't make any allowance either for taxation or for capital allowance. And it is not an appreciate method of measuring the profitability of an investment project, as it doesn't consider the entire cash inflow of the project. And the last demerit is, it means is that it is not consistent with the objectives of maximizing the market value of the firm's share. So these are the demerits of this payback period method. So now in the next session we have to discussing about the net present value. This is the last session of this managerial economics concept. Thank you.